Welcome to Sustainable Agribusiness Practices, where we explore modern farming business strategies. Today, we'll focus on balancing productivity with environmental and social responsibility in agriculture. Let's examine the key environmental impacts of agribusiness operations and their consequences. Understanding the footprint of food production helps us identify areas for improvement. Deforestation is a major concern in agricultural expansion worldwide. This involves clearing natural habitats for agriculture, which disrupts ecosystems. Soil degradation is another significant environmental challenge we face. This includes erosion and nutrient depletion resulting from intensive farming practices. Water pollution presents serious environmental risks from agricultural activities. Agricultural runoff contaminates rivers, lakes, and groundwater with chemicals and nutrients. Greenhouse gas emissions, or GHG emissions, contribute significantly to climate change. These include methane and N2O from livestock, fertilizers, and farming machinery operations. Biodiversity loss is a critical consequence of modern agricultural practices. Monoculture and habitat destruction disrupt ecosystems and reduce species diversity. Now, let's explore core sustainable agribusiness practices that address these challenges. These innovative approaches create a healthier planet while maintaining productivity. Agroecology represents a holistic approach to sustainable farming systems. This involves applying ecological principles directly to farming practices and systems. Conservation agriculture focuses on protecting our valuable soil resources. This practice minimizes soil disturbance and utilizes cover crops for protection. Organic farming offers an alternative to conventional agricultural methods. This approach involves avoiding synthetic chemicals in crop production entirely. Precision agriculture leverages technology for smarter farming decisions. This method uses tech-driven resource optimization to maximize efficiency. Integrated pest management, or IPM, provides balanced pest control. This strategy employs multiple approaches for effective pest management solutions. Let's examine the numerous benefits of sustainable agribusiness practices. These approaches create value for the environment, economy, and society simultaneously. Environmental protection stands as a primary benefit of sustainable practices. This preserves natural resources like soil, water, and air for future generations. Sustainable methods significantly reduce pollution and ecological degradation over time. These practices actively support biodiversity and maintain healthy ecosystems. Enhanced productivity emerges as another key advantage of sustainability. Sustainable farming improves soil fertility and long-term land health significantly. These methods increase crop resilience and yields over extended time periods. Farmers reduce reliance on external, costly inputs through sustainable practices. Climate change mitigation represents a crucial benefit of sustainable agriculture. These practices lower greenhouse gas emissions from farming operations substantially. Sustainable methods enhance carbon sequestration in both soil and biomass. This approach contributes directly to global climate action efforts worldwide. Improved economic viability makes sustainable practices financially attractive. Farmers reduce operational costs through efficient resource use and management. Sustainable practices provide access to premium markets for eco-friendly products. These methods build strong brand reputation and consumer trust over time. Understanding agriculture's role in climate change is essential for solutions. Let's examine the key sources of greenhouse gas emissions in farming. Fossil fuel use contributes significantly to agricultural emissions globally. These emissions come from machinery operation and transportation within agriculture. Livestock emissions represent a major source of agricultural greenhouse gases. Methane, or CH4, comes from ruminant digestion processes in animals. Fertilizer use contributes substantially to agricultural emissions worldwide. Nitrous oxide, or N2O, releases from synthetic fertilizer applications. Land use changes significantly impact carbon emissions in agriculture. Carbon releases occur during deforestation for agricultural expansion purposes. Now, let's explore strategies for reducing agriculture's carbon footprint effectively. These approaches focus on mitigating agricultural emissions through various methods. Sustainable farming practices form the foundation of emission reduction efforts. Implement conservation tillage, agroforestry, cover cropping, and crop rotation to enhance soil carbon sequestration and reduce emissions significantly. Energy efficiency and renewables play a crucial role in emission reduction. Adopt renewable energy sources like solar and wind, and use energy-efficient machinery to lower fossil fuel consumption and CO2 emissions substantially. Livestock management strategies can significantly reduce methane emissions. Improve livestock diets to reduce methane production and manage manure effectively through composting or anaerobic digestion to capture gases efficiently. Efficient water management contributes to overall emission reduction efforts. Utilize drip irrigation and rainwater harvesting to reduce energy needed for pumping and optimize water use, lowering indirect emissions considerably. Technology adoption enables precision in emission reduction strategies. Leverage precision agriculture and remote sensing for optimized resource application, minimizing waste and emissions across farm operations effectively. Let's explore why water and soil conservation matter so much in sustainable agriculture. These conservation practices are critical because they ensure efficient water use, prevent soil erosion, and enhance crop productivity, which is absolutely vital for global food security. They also help farms adapt to climate change impacts, leading to healthier ecosystems, reduced environmental degradation, and long-term agricultural resilience. Now, let's look at some key water conservation techniques used in modern agriculture. These methods focus on optimizing water use to make farming more sustainable and efficient. First, we have drip irrigation, which is a highly efficient watering method. This system delivers water directly to plant roots through a network of tubes and emitters. It minimizes water wastage from runoff and evaporation that occurs with traditional watering methods. This approach improves water use efficiency significantly compared to conventional irrigation. Next, let's consider rainwater harvesting as another important technique. This method collects and stores rainwater during wet periods for later irrigation use. It reduces dependence on groundwater or river sources, preserving these vital resources. This provides a reliable water source during dry periods when water is scarce. Another effective technique is mulching, which involves covering the soil surface. This covers soil with organic or inorganic materials like straw, plastic, or wood chips. The mulch retains soil moisture and reduces evaporation from the soil surface. It also helps suppress weed growth, reducing competition for water resources. Finally, we have water-efficient crops that are naturally adapted to dry conditions. This involves growing drought-resistant varieties that can thrive with less water. These crops require less water for growth, especially in arid regions. Examples include sorghum, millet, and some legumes that are naturally drought-tolerant. Let's now explore renewable energy applications in agricultural settings. This involves harnessing natural resources to power farm operations sustainably. First, we have solar energy, which is widely used in farming. Solar panels can generate electricity for farm operations and provide heating for greenhouses. Next is wind energy, which can also power agricultural operations. Wind turbines generate clean power for various farm operations and equipment. Then we have biomass energy, which utilizes organic waste materials. This process converts organic waste like crop residues into useful biogas energy. Finally, geothermal energy taps into the Earth's natural heat. This uses the Earth's consistent heat for warming systems in agricultural buildings. Now, let's examine the benefits of renewable energy adoption in farming operations. Adopting renewable energy sources like solar and wind power significantly reduces the carbon footprint by decreasing reliance on fossil fuels. This also leads to substantial cost savings and greater energy independence for farms, enhancing overall sustainability. Renewable energy provides reliable power for operations, which can boost crop yields and farm productivity, contributing to a more resilient agricultural sector. Let's discuss key areas of social responsibility in agribusiness operations. This goes beyond profits to include contributions to society and ethical practices. First is environmental stewardship, which involves sustainable farming practices. This means implementing sustainable farming methods, reducing pesticide use, and promoting organic approaches to minimize ecological impact and conserve our natural resources for future generations. Next is ethical sourcing, which ensures fair treatment throughout the supply chain. This involves ensuring products are obtained through fair trade practices, with transparency regarding working conditions, wages, and environmental impact across the entire supply chain. Health and nutrition is another critical area of social responsibility. This focuses on promoting healthy diets, making nutritious food accessible, and supporting sustainable agricultural practices that contribute to food security and public health outcomes. Supporting smallholder farmers is essential for equitable agricultural development. This involves providing financial support, training, and market access to empower smallholder farmers and improve their livelihoods and economic stability in rural communities. Finally, fair trade and certification programs ensure ethical standards. Participating in certification programs ensures fair wages, sustainable production methods, and respect for workers' rights throughout agricultural communities and supply chains. Let's summarize the key takeaways from our discussion on sustainable agribusiness. These are the essential points to remember about creating sustainable agricultural operations. First, agribusiness has significant environmental impacts, from deforestation to greenhouse gas emissions that affect our climate. Sustainable practices like agroecology and conservation are absolutely crucial for mitigating these environmental impacts. Reducing carbon footprint requires diverse strategies, including energy efficiency and technology adoption throughout operations. Water and soil conservation are fundamental practices for long-term productivity and building climate resilience. Renewable energy offers substantial environmental and economic benefits for modern farming operations. Social responsibility ensures ethical practices, fair labor conditions, and community well-being in agriculture.